It's good to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us. Come on with us to 1 Corinthians 13. I heard a fellow speaking recently, and he was talking about a very serious issue that a lot of people have a lot of trouble with. We don't have time to get into what the issue was, but he made the comment, he said we need to take our emotions out of it. Effectively, we need to take our emotions out of the conversation. We need to make sure, I understand what the fellow is trying to say. We do not let our emotions guide us. We need to be real careful that we're not doing that. But we need to make sure we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, if you will. In 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1 through 3, it's the verses we should be familiar with. Paul talks about if he spoke with the tongues of men and of angels, but he didn't have love, he was just like sounding brass. Verse 2, he says, if he had the gift of prophecy and understood all mysteries and all knowledge, if he had all the faith so that he could remove mountains, but if he did not have love, he was nothing. Verse 3 says, though he bestowed all his goods to feed the poor, and if he gave his body to be burned, if he wasn't doing it out of love, it profited him nothing. He's talking about faith, he's talking about works, he's talking about service, he's talking about all those things, including doctrine, I would suggest. And he says, if you don't have love, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. The Lord said, if you love me, keep my commandments. A mistake we often make is thinking, if we keep his commandments, then that means that we love him. They are not one and the same. That's not what he's saying. The Ephesians in Revelation 2, they were doing a lot of good things. But Jesus says, one thing I have against you, that you've left your first love. What the Lord is saying when he says, if you love me, keep my commandments, one leads to the other. If we love the Lord, we will keep his commandments. We don't need to take emotion out of the equation. We have to have it because we have to do things out of love. We need love. Think about other emotions. We need compassion. We need zeal. There's a serious shortage of those things in our lives today. We need righteous indignation. Jesus cleansed the temple for a reason. Be angry, but do not sin. There is such a thing as righteous indignation, and we need that today. They came to Jesus, asked him what was the great commandment. What did Jesus say? You shall love the Lord your God, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. The second was like it. The problem in today's day and age is that people love themselves in the worst kind of way. It doesn't mean we don't need to love. We need to love the right things. We need that emotion, because without it, it doesn't amount, whatever we do, it will be in vain. We need emotion. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Hope you enjoyed this study. God bless you.